My man, whoever said that, get your shit together. Get your fucking life together right now, today.
Yeah.
So 100,000. Look, guys, hip hop culture, relationships. If you're broke and have no money, you will not be in a relationship. 100,000 is middle class now. Tap us in, bro.
100,000 is middle class now. Yeah. So this is an interesting statistic. Where 6 figures was always the goal.
Okay.
Especially if you black, like it's like, yo, 6 figures, 100,000. At that point, you would think you're able to have a house, take care of your family, right? Solely, right? As a sole provider, and you can go on vacation. You can send your kids to college. The American dream, right? Now, recently, we've seen that in a lot of states, 100,000 is considered middle class. Georgia, Texas, a lot of these places, it's not based on housing affordability.
And so when they define middle class, they mean this is the amount of money that it will take to get those things that you just named.
Right.
The white picket fence, put your kids through school. Have a car or 2 at the home. Yeah, so to afford a home in Atlanta, specifically, this is where we are. You need about 100. You need to make about 118,000 a year to afford the average home, which costs about 350,000 or 386,000, or maybe 350. Let's just call it 350. Okay. So, we know that the average salary is like 40 or 50.
It's like 50K, right, for black men. We know that. So
is it for black men or for everybody? You're like, damn, black men is just doing bad out here. What is
it's 50 for black men. We can ask ChatGPT.
What's the average salary for people, bro?
For Americans, I think it might be 70, maybe.
What about black women?
Oh, nah, I didn't look at that. But I just
thought women are never held accountable.
I thought they make less than black men on average.
For real? I would assume it was. We're gonna bring y'all some facts.
Conditioning, conditioning. Black women make less than black men. Yeah, if we're looking at the numbers from the labor statistics. But even though they're, as we know, they're some of the most educated, most entrepreneurs. You see the women, they get in the bag. They're probably tightening that gap, that wage gap. But we know just for women in general, white women make less than white men, right? So there's a pay disparity amongst men and women, right? Even if I could do the same exact job as a black woman, and most likely I'm getting paid more than her for that job.
Yeah, bro.
But
that's true.
But this 100K thing, a lot of people do not make 100,000. We just said this.
Yes.
However, in a lot of states and cities, this is middle class. So, what does that mean?
So here's my question, right? I'm a single person.
Okay.
Right? So what I can buy for 100,000 is a lot more than what you could buy for 100,000.
Right.
So what class would that put me in then? If I can go buy more stuff than you with the same amount of money, are we now in a different class?
That's a good question. I would say still same class. You just have more disposable income.
Okay. So. And that's where I think this whole conversation may miss the point. What do you need? Do you need these things that they profess are a part of the middle class lifestyle, or is this just another way to sell you something?
That's a great question. So it's the latter, right? So
that's what it
the
seems
American
like.
dream is the greatest marketing campaign of all time. One of them, yeah.
The majority of people that I know who are single and have a house don't need it, don't use most of it. They were marketed because of the American dream.
Yeah. So yeah, the mortgage, housing, it's a bank product, right?
Yes.
So they like, yo, you need a house.
You gotta have one.
It's a white picket fence. Like, what are you doing, right? And it's, it's a great way to build wealth, right? So it's not a bad thing necessarily, because outside of the stock market, real estate, that's the way that most wealth is transferred, from generation to generation.
Okay.
Yeah, man, but that was just very interesting, man. The time to see that where we're at now with wages not really increasing that much over the last 10 years or 20 years. Well, let's say 10 years. Inflation, housing affordability, housing prices increasing, college tuition increasing, groceries, gas, food. Yeah, it's like so a lot of these things, yes, we do need. A lot of things we need food, we need shelter, we need clothing.
Of course, yeah.
So there's there's needs and then there's wants. So some of these things, like, it's debatable, right? Do you need a college education?
Do you need a vacation every year?
Do you need a
vacations every year?
Do you need a vacation? Yeah, you're like, those are luxuries, right?
Yes.
So,
and so, all right. I saw a comment, or I saw a video yesterday. The video annoyed me because it was a woman saying how you'll put your son in sports, but you didn't teach the nigga how to change a tire or change oil. And I was initially annoyed with the woman in the video, like, yo, why you talking like this, acting like dudes don't know how to change the tire?
Yeah.
And then I went in the comments, and one of these $100,000 men wrote, well, I don't need to change oil. I got AAA. My man, whoever said that, get your shit together. Get your fucking life together right now today.
Yeah.
If you're a grown man, you don't know how to change a tire, learn. If you're a grown man, you don't know how to change your oil, learn. Figure out how to check the radiator fluids, figure out how to change your windshield wipers, learn how to unscrew shit. Look, what's your thought process on this, bro?
What? It sounds like you're talking to me.
Oh, you don't know how to change the oil or tire?
I've never.
That's why I didn't ask you first, so I really still got it out. You know what I mean? Because I'm gonna be for real. This shit is necessary.
That's fine. I've never been in a situation where I've needed to change the tire.
What you mean? The tire's never blown?
Yeah, never. Like, oh man, I'm on the side of the road. I gotta change my tire. Like,
oh, that's crazy.
It's never happened.
You're very, and that means you put everything in order beforehand, which is good.
And then, what's the second?
I know
part?
You've been in a scenario
oil.
where you had to change your oil had to be changed.
Yeah, I just go to oil change place and I just pay and I just have them do it.
I mean, I've done that. It depends. It just depends if I have the time. But
I know guys, like I have friends that they like, I'm changing my own oil. Like, it's very admirable. And I, if somebody taught me how to do it, I do it. I don't have a desire to like want to learn at this point. Like, it's just like to feel like a man, masculine.
Okay, I understand that. So I'm gonna explain why this wasn't getting at you per se.
Got it.
Though I do think you should learn.
Yeah, it's a life skill to have. Like, I agree.
I wasn't getting at you because, again, this is a scenario where somebody calls you out appropriately, and instead of taking accountability, you say, "Well, I have another option." Nigga, learn something.
Right.
How about you actually say, "Oh, yeah, you're right. That would be a good skill set for me to have."
Yeah.
Why don't I not flex some other nonsense that nobody was talking about? She didn't say niggas. Dudes that go to the league have money sometimes, right? She wasn't talking about that conversation. So why are we specifically not geared towards creating learning opportunities for ourselves or taking accountability for what we don't know and growing ourselves and bettering ourselves. Because that's weird, dude.
And what was the initial comment she said? She said before she said that men don't.
Y'all putting y'all sons in
sports
and stuff like that. They know how to play basketball, but they don't know how to change an oil, change a tire.
Yeah.
Do regular household things that are required of a man.
Okay. That's a fair criticism.
That is a fair criticism.
Yeah, that's a fair criticism. So why? Because people are. A lot of these men, I guess, that she's speaking to, are emotional, and so when hearing that information, you get defensive. You're triggered. You don't like it.
You get very defensive.
You're defensive. You deflect. That's a deflection.
That's a deflection.
Like,
that's perfect.
Oh no, let's do this. Like, I don't need to do that. It's you know, like you say, you're not taking accountability in the situation where, you know, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay, so off of that subject, take accountability, learn something new, especially if somebody suggests it to you and you find, oh, that may be useful. It takes about 10 minutes to change a tire. It takes about 25 maybe to change your oil if you've never done it before. Super simple. A third of the price that you pay at the oil place or whatever.
Right.
Give you a sense of accomplishment as well after you've gotten it done. You know. So
my brother-in-law, he used to work at Pep Boys. He does all his own car stuff. I got another homeboy, well, two other, maybe I guess three other homeboys that do all this stuff. But did like your dad teach you how to do this, or like what, like?
Yeah, for sure. And maybe that's why I feel so strongly about it, because he let me know as he was teaching me and not teaching my sister, like, yo, bro, you're gonna be a piss poor man if you don't know how to do this.
Yeah, see, that's that's a core. So that means a lot to you.
For real. I remember the exact place in the driveway, laying on the ground, the oil spilling on me, shit like that, not realizing, oh, let it cool down. Like, I remember, like, oh, this shit hot.
See, the thing is, like, when I was from, like, in elementary school, like, when we were living in Westchester in New York, we didn't have a car.
Okay. You said that before.
Yeah, we didn't have a car. We took the bus. We took cabs. Like,
okay, that makes sense.
We walked a lot, you know. And then when where did I move to? Vegas. We had a car, but yeah. So nobody ever taught me. Is my point. For whatever reason, you know, one, we didn't have a car, and then when we did, it just, I guess, wasn't a priority to my stepdad to show me how to do it.
And so right now, what I just realized is circumstance as well. Well, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So sometimes I gotta relax. I gotta chill, because it's not that
it. You don't have fathers to teach us these manly things.
I met your father. Your father's a good dude.
But he also was.
He was
where he was at. Yeah.
Shout out to the big homie, our father.
Yeah.
Who are in heaven. And look, man, so I was supposed to pull this up earlier. What's that on the bottom of this?
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't know what that was. But I think now I know that once you told me, you alluded to it.
So these guys, actually, I'm gonna let this guy explain it. Damn.